Welcome. Good evening and welcome to another edition of SCTV3. I'm Bree Hill.
And I'm Nate Brown. Here are tonight's top stories. Campus Activities Board is at it again. They held their first midnight bingo of the academic year last night in the Campus Union. Students came out in droves in the hopes of winning themselves some prizes, whether trivial, such as blowing bubbles and ramen noodles, to more impressive earnings like DVD sets and Beats headphones. CAB, which holds a midnight bingo the first week of every month, gave students the opportunity to get away from homework and studying for a few moments of relaxing fun prior to a long weekend. The relaxation was coupled with some funny competition as multiple winners were forced into a dance-off to decide who would take home that particular prize. CAB's next scheduled event is a late-night movie in the Richard B. Flynn Campus Union on Friday, where they will be showing The Avengers.
The Career Center held its annual Internship Fair earlier today in the Harold C. Smith Room of Judd Gymnasium, giving students a chance to meet potential employers and maybe even future colleagues.
The Internship Fair, now in its 7th year, allowed anyone on the Springfield College campus the opportunity to connect with approximately 40 organizations, including the American Cancer Society, Health Tracks, and Special Olympics of Connecticut.
I think it's pretty big. It actually, there's lots of opportunities to go after here, and it's a different variety.
With an anticipated 100 or so students in attendance, the fair offered one-on-one interactions with some of the finest in the industry. Viewed as only the first stepping stone, the Career Center hopes to offer plenty of professional training throughout the rest of the academic year for students of all ages on campus.
For more information about the Career Center, you can stop in during their walk-in hours Monday through Friday from 2 to 3, or you can visit their Facebook page for more updates.
2 art exhibitions were on display this past month in Blake. The Michelle Contugo William Blizzard Gallery was on show, displaying several sculptures created from her interest in printing and books and transformed into beautiful sculptures laid out across the second floor for all to see, with Robert Markley's safe display of 30 paintings of Brazilian and Cambodian youth, which were intended to raise awareness of the dangerous issues and risks that these children were faced with daily.
The Mountain Tour film recently made a pit stop at Springfield College. Here's Candace with the video.
What inspired?
The Mountain Film Tour came to Springfield College this past Monday. The event was held at the Appleton Auditorium in the Fuller Arts Center. It was put together with the help of Springfield College's Carol Mitchell and presenter Drew Ludwig from Telluride, Colorado. There was a big turnout for the event with many SC students and locals who enjoyed the show. Films that deal with extreme sports, environmental, social, and cultural issues. One film, Sketchy Andy, featured an extreme slackliner, base jumper, and highliner. 700 films get submitted every year and linger down until a few are selected for the tour, and the ones viewed today.
And it features an evening of very interesting and diverse films that deal with the environment, with social issues, with extreme sports such as climbing and slacklining. And we have a presenter here, Drew Ludwig from Telluride, and he's going to narrate all of the events and films the students at Springfield College will enjoy. I've had Mountain Film come to the college 4 times in the last decade, and the roster of films that they bring are always a surprise and always very interesting, and have many things that will scare us because of the risk-taking of the individuals, but also inspire us.
Reporting for SCTV, I'm Candace Tibbetts.
Thanks, Candace. There were problems on campus Monday evening, October 1st, between 7:30 and 8:30 p.m. There were 2 separate unarmed robberies here at Springfield College. The first incident occurred adjacent to Weiser Hall, and the second incident in place of the Allied Health Center. In both incidences, the suspects were asked by the victims to use the cell phones. Once the victims allowed their cell phones, they took the cell phones and ran away. Watch out for stranger danger.
Students at Springfield Technical Community College are in line for some improved space for learning. Governor Deval Patrick on Wednesday said he was providing $6.8 million to the two-year college for upgrading a building used for health-related programs such as nursing. The money was approved in a 2008 bond law and is coming from the administration's program for capital improvements. And now we're going to send it over to Cassie for some entertainment and some weather. Take it away, Cassie.
This week's top entertainment news includes a little bit of everything, from celebrity drama to news about the Oscars and some new music. This week's big drama has to do with two musical celebrities, Mariah Carey and Nicki Minaj. A video has surfaced of the two American Idol judges in a very heated fight over one of the contestants in Charlotte, North Carolina. At one point in the video, Mariah pointed Nicki Minaj to the door, wanting her to leave. Despite the fight, all the judges seemed to be back to normal and getting along when they arrived yesterday at the auditions. Hopefully they can keep it this way throughout the rest of the show. This past weekend, Chris Brown and a few other famous faces got together for a charity basketball game. Other celebrities at the event included Nelly and Waka Flocka Flame, who played against Atlanta's Hot 107.9 radio station. Waka Flocka stated he was excited to participate in the event because it's always important to give back. All the proceeds were donated to Symphonic Love Foundation to support domestic violence prevention programs. Actress Drew Barrymore and her husband Will Kopelman welcomed a new member into their family. The actress gave birth to a baby girl named Olive Barrymore Kopelman. The couple released a statement saying their firstborn is healthy, happy, and welcomed by the whole family. The Academy announced it would be hosting the 85th Academy Awards. It's Family Guy creator and TED director Seth MacFarlane. The awards are scheduled to air on February 24, 2013. And now for a weather update. Today we saw mostly cloudy weather with evening showers and highs in the upper 60s. Looking at tomorrow, we've got sunshine and partly cloudy with a high of 80s. This weekend doesn't look too promising with rain and highs in the lower 70s on Saturday and dropping into cooler weather with a high of only 54 on Sunday. The rain seems to clear up looking into Monday and Tuesday, mostly sunny with highs in the lower 60s. That's your weather update. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Cassie. The number of teenagers who are drinking and driving has dropped by 54% in the past 2 decades, according to a new report released Tuesday by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. In 2011, when asked if they drink and drive, 90% of high schooler students 16 years and older surveyed that the CDC said they did not. The study examined data from CDC's 1991 through 2011 Youth Risk Behaviors Surveillance Systems, which monitors 6 types of behaviors that raise the risk of death and disability among youth and young adults. The surveillance systems include national surveys given to public and private schools in grades 9 through 12. And now here's Mark with sports.
Good evening. On tonight's show, we will update you on the status of ESPN's deal with the KHL. Springfield College golf gets set for nationals. Joel Altavesta and Andy Bean are live in studio. And NFL Week 5 picks. With the NHL lockout becoming relevant, ESPN has signed a deal with the KHL to show games online, including Watch ESPN and ESPN 360. Alex Thomas has more.
ESPN and ESPN3.com announced on Tuesday that the network has come to an agreement to show 5 games from Europe's Continental Hockey League during the month of October. With the National Hockey League set to announce on Friday that it is canceling the first 2 weeks of its season due to the ongoing labor dispute with the NHLPA, the sides of ESPN and the KHL have agreed to give the KHL national exposure in the United States. If the lockout extends past the month of October, ESPN3 will add more games to its schedule. The KHL has been the NHL's biggest competitor since it was formed less than 5 seasons ago, and during the lockout it will feature NHL stars like Pittsburgh's Evgeny Malkin, New Jersey's Ilya Kovalchuk, 2012 first overall draft choice Edmonton's Nail Yakupov, and even Canadian players like Winnipeg Jets star Evander Kane. Many National Hockey League players are heading over to Europe, and with no end in sight in the lockout, the KHL has finally gotten a national TV deal in America. They're also exploring one in Canada. Hockey will be available for everybody during the lockout, but it just won't be the league that we're used to.
The Springfield College golf team will face their biggest battle of the season, national qualifying. I caught up with Chris Vincent and company to talk about the preview and expectations for this week's tournament. Now I'll pass it to Campus Tibbetts, who is with Andy Bean and Joel Altavesta.
We've had a great season this year with 402 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns in the season so far. How have you been this successful?
It's just a lot to do with all my teammates, and just when everybody does something right, it just helps out me and just makes me able to do what I can do and get as many yards as I can.
What does the honor of being named the Liberty League Offensive Performer mean to you?
It was great because one of my good friends, Mike Davis, won it the week before, so it was a little competition thing, and I got the chance to win it with a fellow teammate, Max Nasewitz, who won the Defensive Player of the League at the same time. So.
How do you feel after coming back from a torn ACL injury last year?
I feel great. I worked hard in the off season. Coming back from a torn ACL obviously was hard. Nothing easy about it, and it's one of the significant injuries that it's hard to come back from. And I was just proud that I was able to come back from it.
What adjustments have you had to make with the team from Merkling to Marrera?
There's not much I had to do. Rob Merklin is a great quarterback, and it sucks to have him go down. Sorry for the language, but John Marrera was a great quarterback, and he did the same thing every time. Just the same thing as Rob does, so there wasn't much to change over to. He just does a great job now, and we're hoping he does a great job next game.
What did you do to continue your football career here at Springfield College after your injury?
I just worked hard in the off season, like I said. I kept training, kept my head up, maintained a positive attitude, and just knew that no matter what, I'm just going to give it a try to come back, whether it happens or doesn't happen. And so far, it's been a success. So.
How do you feel you can improve for this weekend's game?
There's a lot to improve on after last game. We didn't do much, so I'm just hoping I can just run as fast as I can and get the job done a lot better than last week.
How do you think the team can improve for this weekend's matchup against Hobart?
I just think we all got to do our job, play sound fundamental football for 60 minutes, and I think if we can do that, the sky's the limit for the team.
Thanks, guys. Now we're going to an option back to Mark with sports.
Last week, Barry Bois was right on the money with his Week 4 picks. Let's check out what he has in storage for Week 5 of the NFL.
Hi, I'm Barry Bois, and I'll be making my Week 5 picks. First off, I'm going to start with the Denver Broncos versus the New England Patriots game, and I think that the Patriots will win because I don't think they're going to lose 2 games in a row at home because they hardly ever do that, and also they're clicking on all cylinders, so yeah, that's why I think they're going to beat the Broncos on Sunday. My next game is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I believe the Steelers will win this game because they're well rested. They're getting some key guys back in Polamalu, Harrison, and Mendenhall, and they've had 2 weeks to prepare for the Eagles. My next and final game will be the Chargers and Saints, and I believe the Saints will win this game because, they're at home, and I feel like this is a game where they're finally going to get over the hump and make enough plays in the fourth quarter and in crunch time to win.
That's all for sports. Back to you guys.
For you tonight.
We'd like to thank our 2 guests, Joel Altavista and Andy Bean. Please don't forget to stop by next week, same